Well, to be absolutely honest with you, Aaron, I was in the shower and I did not feel anything. I came out of the shower and we were rooming several guys to a room at our base, and they said, "Man, the whole building just shook. You feel it?" I didn't feel it. We went outside, and there's a medical clinic on the compound where we're basing our operation out of. They had about 150 people that have been injured, over the course of the original earthquake and aftershocks. And they said that anyone who could move, they ran out of there, crawled out of there, carried one another out of the clinic, and, they were now setting up outside. They were free to go back in. But, I personally didn't feel it, and I thought, okay, well, it couldn't have been too bad. We went to our first food distribution at the Assembly of God Church in Pétionville, which is one of the hardest hit areas of Port-au-Prince. And when we got there, the pastor, the wonderful old man, Pastor Roy, said that 7 houses actually fell from the aftershock this morning, and there was one woman who was pregnant in one of the houses that died. One of the things that the people are not doing here is if their house is standing, and there's any damage at all, they are not going back in at all. They won't go back in. They're very fearful and full of anxiety, and obviously maybe rightly so. But she had gone back in her house, and of the 7 houses that fell, she was in one of them, and she perished this morning.
Wow.
Explain exactly what it's like for us right now. When you're looking around, you're outside. What is it like?
Well, it's quite. It's not what I expected in some ways. I would say maybe 60% driving through the streets of Port-au-Prince and going to the different neighborhoods. Maybe 50-60% of the people left is as it normally is. In Haiti, it's not the easiest place to live or to be, as the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere. But for about 60% of people, it's like business as usual. Daily, people cooking pommes frites and fried banana on the side of the road and buying and selling and walking with, cases or baskets on their heads and going about daily business and daily life. And then you turn a corner or go down the street, and all of a sudden you're confronted with a panorama of the enormity of the disaster from the earthquake that happened last Tuesday. And tent cities are popped up all over Port-au-Prince and really the surrounding region around it, where families who have lost their home or their home has been damaged and they are afraid to go back in, take what they can and have set up these little organic indigenous camps and displacement camps using bed sheets. Some have plastic, some have nothing but just a mattress or a blanket on the ground, and they're congregating in these camps. Really just looking for a little bit of help to go on to the next day. The other thing that surprised me that I was not expecting is just the indomitable spirit of the Haitian people here. In the midst of great sorrow and sadness and loss, there have been expressions. I think you've seen it on the media coverage as well. Media have done a very good job down here of people waving hands, singing in the streets, praying out in groups as they gather together. And there have been a number of people I've met that have really expressed gratitude, sincere gratitude for what they have, and are not sorrowing much over what they have lost. And one example was a woman in the clinic where we're at. She had 4 children. She lost 3. And when we talked to her about it, you could see that the weight of the loss and the sorrow on her face. But when she mentioned the 4th child, she erupted kind of in a smile and joy, and you could see the sincere joyfulness of knowing and how thankful she is that she has one son who remains. It's been an amazing journey down here, and what we're doing is just working through local churches to help in any way we can with the medical supplies, the clinics that we've worked with before, as well as putting family packs of food and water together for people to take back to their little tent dwelling.
Wow. What's been the biggest shock for you? You came in seeing the images on the news. To be on the ground yourself, what's been the biggest shock for you personally?
It's really been the enormity of the destruction. Places like Pétionville and Delma, where the homes are built on hillsides and in ravines, simple concrete structures, nothing grand and fancy. But on those hillsides, when you traverse the road and you look across the wide view landscape in those areas, you can just see the hundreds and thousands of homes that just simply fell flat, straight down and slid down the hill. And just to think of the human toll on these people who, aren't, they're survivors. They're survivors, and the human toll on these people who don't have as much as many of us do, and you think of the injustice of it all. One story that really got me scratching my head and wondering was when, we heard that the central prison of 4,500 prisoners basically escaped, and only a loss of life of 4 people there, how can a nation that undergoes such seeming adversity time and time again and injustice, how can the people respond in the way they do in their spirit? It's amazing.
Mm.
What's next for you? What does today hold?
Well, we just contributions about helping about 500 families, maybe about 3,000 or so, 4,000 people. It's hard to tell. And we're going to keep doing that through the church that we've had established contacts with. And as our supplies come in from America, we've got car containers that will be arriving here in a matter of days. We begin to roll that out to more and more churches. Right now, at this point, we're buying the products that we need from the Dominican Republic and transporting them across the border. Mm-hmm. And we've got a great team of guys on the ground here putting those packs together and then getting them out to the churches so they can get to the people. And inside each bag, we want to put something in there to feed their spirit and their soul, as well as their physical body. And I've got some wonderful materials from Joyce Meyer Ministries translated into Creole, just to kind of give the folks a deeper and stronger understanding that there's a God, and He loves them, He cares for them, and His hand is reaching out to them to help through this time.
Mm-hmm.
Stefan, thank you so much for making yourself available. You've got a lot to do there. Hopefully we can catch up with you again on your time in Haiti.
All right. Thank you, Aaron. We hope to speak to you later in the week.